And here we are again. As you can see, I worked on the cape a bit more, and on the boots, some blood on the sword, some dried blood. He's been in a big battle. And also added a bit of sculptural detail, which I'll show you guys. So once I did the texture painting, as you can see here, on the pants, I used the masking on the cavities, or on the collar actually, because there is no cavity. So I'll show you. Take the skirt sleeves, which also have texture on them, and we go to masking by color. And it sort of depends on your what kind of textures on there. And as you can see, I'm using the intensity, and it doesn't really work. It just pulls everything out. That's not what I want. I want to sort of pull out the fibers a bit, so it just creates that roughness which cloth has. So we undo, and we try a different kind of masking. And so that's not the one I want. U doesn't work, and saturation, maybe U. Oh look, U works. Okay, so we invert that, and then you can just gently brush over it, and as you can see, it sort of pulls out those fibers based on the texture, which is nice to create some detail. Haven't drawn any dirt on there yet, but I will. I like dirtying them up. Okay, there we go. Look at that. I'll smooth it out a little bit. Don't want to make it too much, but and again, probably you won't see too much of this from our viewpoint and our resolution, but it just changes the look of it a bit, because it just creates all these little shadowy areas. And yeah, do a quick render. There you go. You see, like I said, you don't see too much of it, but it just creates a little bit of extra detail, which is, it's all about the little things. I might actually pull it out a little bit more, but yeah, just gets a bit too strong otherwise. So just make sure that you don't brush too hard, because you'll pull out all little peaks, as you can see here. Just smooth it out a little bit. Alright, I tend to at this stage do way more renders than before. And he still doesn't have any eyebrows, so let's show you how that works. So you take the surface you want to make it on, in this case the face, and you just draw a mask for where your eyebrow is going to be. I'll just paint it on. Just make some nice shape you're happy with, and smooth it out by clicking on it while you select while you got control selected. And then we go to fiber mesh, and you can do lightbox fibers, which these lovely fiber presets. And well, this is funny. The fibers come in way too long, because they're actually for long hair. So if you click on the modifiers, we can put the max fibers a bit down and put the length way down. There you go. It's a very bushy eyebrow, but yeah, make them a bit longer, and maybe less fibers. We'll start to get there. It's too few. Okay, it's not too bad. And okay, they sort of they work with gravity and whatever. It's based on your viewport. So if you change them, then the gravity changes with them. So if now if I change the profile, you see that they fall down again. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I can sculpt them a little bit, because once they're done and you press accept, then you can do a little bit of sculpting on it. Maybe a little bit too long now. Yeah. Okay. There's a nice variation in there. Okay, so we press accept, which will turn them into preview fibers, and then with the move key, we do have to select our new eyebrow subtool. So then with the move key we can just move them along. There's also some groom brushes, which for some reason don't work that well for me. I think it has something to do with the scaling of my ZBrush. I didn't have time to fix it for this one. I've seen some tutorials, and if I try them on a sphere, some fiber mesh on a sphere, it works really well. But for this, it doesn't work the way I wanted. So I don't know. Something is weird. But it works well with the move tool as well. So why not do it that way then? These eyebrows are going to be very far away anyway. If we were going to be in close up of the face, I might, you know, want to have a little bit more control. But for now, this is fine. Okay, let's see. Do a quick render. There it is. See, it's quite nice. A little bit white. I already made the other one, so here's the other one. Do a render of both of them, and when you do a render, they come out way less strong than this. This is very strong, but as you can see, that's pretty nice. And okay, so let's make a beard, which is the same principle. Just draw a mask all the way around. Well, I'm not gonna just you know, look at some nice beard shapes. Not spending too much time on this. There we go. Your basic beardy shape there for you. And just jumped ahead a little bit. Smooth it out a bit, because on the smoothed edges your fibers will be a little bit shorter, which and it works even better if you downres the resolution of your mesh, because it smooths according to polys, which I'm not doing here. I'm just adding the fibers to it. A little bit of editing, and it always retains the mask under your selection, or what you're using for your selection, and you see that in the render, so don't forget to turn it off, because it doesn't give a good representation. It will ask you if you want fast preview fibers, and you do, because that means you can, they don't look as good in your viewport to just look at, but they they're easier to manipulate, and I think it's just a little bit too light. this fiber mesh I'm using, but let's see. I am using a groom brush here. Gotta make sure that I groom the fibers and not the mesh underneath. Here we go. The groom lengthen allows me to pull out some fibers to create a bit more of a beard. As you can see, I'm using my brush is a bit small, so it's getting a bit well, a bit wonky, as you can see. And for some reason, this is usually what happens when I use the groom brushes. I really need to look into it some more, because these fiber meshes are awesome, and I really want to use them more. And you know, creating them is fine, but you want to be able to groom them, and I'm sure I'm just doing it wrong. So but you could you know, probably could have selected a bigger brush and do it that way. You can, you know, just pull it out and then use the move tool to bring it back together. But you always got to do renders of these preview meshes, the preview fibers, because otherwise you have no clue if it's gonna look any good. And I'll show you why. So we'll just do like a quick render here, and it actually there's actually nothing there. Well, or you don't see it, so I'm gonna do it over. Gonna get the selection back. Just undo until you have your selection back, and use a different fiber mesh. So you open your lightbox, and we'll just use the black stuff. Here, now that's a beard. Okay, just made it short. Don't want to, you know, make you guys go through all that again. But yeah, there it is. Nice big, great big bushy beard. So let's do a quick render, and then we'll do some last details in the last lesson, in the next lesson, and then go into Photoshop and add it all together. All right. Well, there it is. Starting to look pretty good. Well, if I say so myself.